This episode of Epic Thoughts is brought to you in part by StreamYard. Yo, you've been talking about Don't do nothing. Let's try this again. Hold on. This episode of Epic Thoughts is brought to you in part by StreamYard. Yo, you've been talking about doing a podcast forever and you don't know where to start. I get that. Yo, StreamYard is here to help you. StreamYard does everything for you. It sends it to all the places that you want the podcast to go. If you have an RTTP, it'll send it to it. You have a YouTube channel, it'll send it to it. You have a Facebook, it'll send it to it. As a matter of fact, you can even go live on your computer and send it directly to where you need it to go. You can also have audio and video downloads so you can send it to your Spotify page. It does everything for you. It has video assets. You can add videos. You can even add media now. You can add text. You can add scrolling text. You can do so many different things. The list goes on and on and on. StreamYard is here to help you take your podcast to the next level. Hey, here at Epic Thoughts and Heritage Park, we use StreamYard for everything on our podcast. And so, listen, I'm telling you, it's easy to use and it's great to use. So be a part of the team. Join StreamYard today. Click the link in the description and get started. All right? God bless. You cannot spell million without a couple of L's. This is Epic Thoughts. How many L's does it take to do intros? This is Epic Thoughts. Golly. Does nothing work here? No play. How are you on this wonderful? Huh?
Nothing's been working all morning.
Nothing's been working all day. And look, I got a little something not working down here too in my stomach. Anyways, welcome to Epic Thoughts. I am your host, Ramon. I'm glad you're able to join me today. It is August. It's finally getting hot in California. It's finally SoCal summer. SoCal summer is here. You're 2 months late, but I don't hear anybody out here complaining. I'm not complaining. My peoples ain't complaining. We cool that it took you 2 months to find us. And hopefully you still leave on time. That's all I'm hoping for. So if all we get for summer is like 4 weeks of hot, I'm straight. And that hasn't even been that hot. Like today was 98, 95 maybe. And by the time the sun go down, it's nice. I rolled around home last night with my windows down. It felt really good. It was wonderful. How's your summer going? I pray that it's blessed. I hope it's going well for you. I hope everything that's going exceedingly abovely but beyond anything you can ask or think. I hope your life is going well. I hope that you are continuing to move forward with whatever goals, visions, and dreams that you have, aspirations. And I hope that you find the Lord. I hope that God is guiding you in the way of all wisdom and all knowledge. Woo! That just came out of nowhere. With me always, well, not always, but lately, is Naxomi Nas. Nas. What's up, Nax?
Okay, we need to come up with a better intro for me.
Naxomi Nas.
This is not going to be my intro every time.
You don't like Naxomi Nas?
We're not calling me that.
What are we calling you?
I don't know.
Naomi X.
Really?
Moni X.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. Moni X. Because your last part of your name, Moni, and then you have the X. Moni X.
Anyways, I'm here.
Knox is here in the building. I'm here in the building. It's Tuesday night. It's time for some epic thoughts. Listen, I was thinking about something today. Actually, I've been thinking about this for a while now. And I think I may have brought it on the show a couple of times before. But today I want to share a little bit more about something that's been oddly interesting to me. For those of you guys who have been following my life and knows what I've been going through the last 12 months or so, I started doing ministry again. I would say that part-time, but I don't believe in part-time ministry, and neither do I. So with that being said, I knew that even if I was doing it, quote unquote, part-time, I wasn't going to be doing it part-time, right? So for example, last week, even though I tried to do only 20 hours, I ended up doing like 35 because I did an event on Saturday and stuff like that. So that's neither here nor there. And in this stage, I've been having some interesting thoughts and things like that. And I always do. I always go into these deep philosophical dives where my brain is like, oh, what about this? And what about that? And stuff like that. And so I started having like all these thoughts. They're starting to come back again. And I'm in church now because of ministry. When you're doing ministry at the level that I'm doing it at, you're back in church again. Let's say that I wasn't in church, but I was back in church. I'm back in church again. And I'm starting to ask these deep questions to myself. And I'm gonna bring one up here today on Epic Thoughts for my thinkers out there. We're really quick, not really quick, but the body of Christ has a way of making decisions based off of how we deal with certain types of people, right? The body of Christ is very quick and accurate, not accurate, but we're very quick on weeding out certain types of individuals, people who sin looks a certain way, people who fall short a certain way, or people who do things like a certain way. Hold on, my computer is acting up. You still got me, Knox, right? Echoes there? All right. So people who do things a certain way. Now, I say that to say, like, for example, if someone was doing something really detrimental to society, the church is really strong about laying it down. If ministers are having an affairs, we're really quick to shut that down. If there's violence or drug use, things of that nature, we're really quick. And not just ministers, just people in general. Like, if you just a cheater or adulterer, like, it's really hard for you to be in the body of Christ. And especially when people know. Now, should people judge you? No, they shouldn't. But, there's a part of it where it is what it is. And people are going to decide, or people are going to treat you the way they treat you. Do I think it's right? I don't think it's right. I think there needs to be conversation. And I have seen churches that handle like that kind of situation. Especially now, let me clarify myself. Especially when it comes to a marriage, not necessarily a dating life. So if someone cheats on you and you're dating, to me, that's nothing, because we put too much emphasis on dating in this day and age. In our culture, we put way too much emphasis on dating when dating is just dating, right? Like I know you think differently than me, Knox. I know she got food in her mouth. Now she's laughing with food now. I know you think differently than I do. Most people do. But when it comes to dating, like, I generally don't care. Like, I don't believe in cheating in dating, because dating is a loosely based commitment. Marriage is different. You're making this commitment before God, right? I'm making this commitment before God and my mama. I flew in my grandmother from the other side of the country. I'm wearing this outfit. I'm swearing to everybody in this room that I'm going to be. You don't do that in a dating relationship. You actually decide in private that you're going to be exclusive. So I'm not going to I don't honor dating rules like that. So I don't honor, like, oh, we're exclusive, bro. No.
But would you say it's okay to cheat while you're dating?
I would say, yeah. Let's read. This is not what the show's about, but let's repurpose it. I would say that it's not okay per se, because it makes you look bad. However, I don't believe you should date exclusively unless you're engaged. Because why would you date for 2-3 years and not be engaged, and then that relationship falls apart? Now you start dating somebody at 26, now you're 30. You got to start all over.
Okay, but wouldn't you want to be sure who you're marrying?
That's why I date around. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you was dating a dude.
You can't just get into a relationship and then be like, oh, I'm going to marry this person the next day.
What's that again?
Like, you have to, like, give it some time.
You give it time. You understand that. But then listen, you don't know what you really love until you start seeing what you don't love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Like, have you ever been with somebody you don't know that they're perfect until you realize by talking to other people, like, oh my gosh, the person I'm with is not perfect. As a matter of fact, they're slump, they're scum compared to everybody else.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I don't believe it.
literally went
But if
through
you
an
were
engagement.
exclusive to dude, huh?
I went through an engagement.
Okay, so if you're exclusive to dude, you didn't realize that there's better out there. That's why dating, if you get engaged to somebody and that engagement lasts about 2 years, be exclusive. You're marrying that person, right? I'm down with you being exclusive, not dating nobody else. You've said, okay, for the next 2 years, we're gonna go to premarital. We're gonna spend time together. We're gonna be a family. We're gonna plan a wedding. I'm down with that. But if I just started dating you 9 months ago and you want me to be dating you and you alone, it totally destroys the idea of dating. Because why can I not date other people to make sure that the person that I'm dating is the right person?
What is this, a trial run?
Huh?
What is this, a trial run?
I'm just saying, like, do you have one friend? Like, think about outside of dating. Do you have one friend that you go, this is my best friend, right? You have that friend, right? But does that mean you have no more friends? Right. Why are we doing that in dating? That makes no sense. The term dating is like date other people. Tell the person, listen, you're not the only one I'm dating. If that person really wants to be with you at that level, then they're going to perform and make sure that you're the only one they think about. But, bro, like, if I'm dating you and Ana de Armas, oh, you best believe if you're the one that's not Ana de Armas, you'll be like, I got stuff in my gang. He dating Ana de Armas.
Okay, but put it this way. Like, if I were to tell the dude that I'm talking to, and be like, oh, you're not the only dude I'm messing with.
Yes. Talking to. That's
He's
two different things. There's a difference between talking to and messing with.
Hold on. He's going to look at me like I'm crazy.
Talking to is different than messing with. That's the other side. You can't mess with none of them because you're dating.
No, like dating, whatever, trial run, whatever the case may be. If I tell that to a guy, that I'm so-called dating,
yeah,
he gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
I'm just saying, bro. How many relationships you've been in? More than 5, 10 in your life? You've been more than 10 relationships. How many times you been married?
None.
Exactly. So what are we doing? You just have a bunch of failed relationships.
I almost got married.
But you haven't got married yet. You just have a bunch of failed relationships. You know how many relationships I've been in?
And I got a failed engagement too.
Failed engagement. But that's the point. That's the point. We're putting all these expectations into these dating relationships. That's why I don't believe in like dating like that, right? Because marriage and people get out of marriage quickly. Nowadays, I do think people get out of marriages too quickly. I think we give too much leeway. You know what I'm saying? I think there should be a lot more fight in some of these marriages because irreconcilable differences that doesn't fly with me, right? That's why if you date to find the person you're supposed to marry, and you find somebody and you spend 6 months to a year to 3 years, 4 years with this person, and you don't know what other things are out there for you, and you put your life in this person's hands, bro, I don't know. That's problematic for me. This is problematic for me.
Then I guess I'm problematic for you because I did that once.
I'm just saying, everyone does it. With my conversation with people about dating has always brought up conversations like this. I don't see any reason. And then the other side of it is marriage is a relationship where it's no longer two people, it's one person, but then that in that group, in that unity, God is in it. God's not in a dating relationship because it can end at Red Robin over garlic fries. Did you eat my garlic? Nobody, like, for example, I don't like people eating off my plate. I don't like people eating food off my plate. Would I break up with somebody for it? It depends on the girl. You know what I'm saying? Because if the girl, bro, I ended a relationship, not even a relationship. I ended talking. I don't even know what you would call it. We weren't dating. We were talking. I ended it at lunch while we're eating. Before the waitress came and took our drink order, I ended it. I was like, before she came to take the drink over, we're sitting there and she was like, and we didn't argue. We just both knew at the same time that this wasn't going to work. And she said, this ain't working, huh? I said, nah. You want to go home? I said, I do. And we got up and went our separate ways. We shook hands and walked off. But you can do that when you ain't smashing every person you date, because that's the other thing too. People get, even in church, even Christian relationships, right? They get in these dating relationships, they cross boundaries they shouldn't cross, and now they can't break up because they got soul ties. Right? I was able to walk away from homegirl because we haven't had a physical connection. I don't even think we held hands. Probably about that was the tip of what we've done, right? Maybe hugged, never kissed. And I was able to say outside, because listen, physically, you're going to be attracted to people, and there's going to be that aspect, right? But it got to the point where I was like, yo, you know what? Good thing that stuff we didn't cross those lines, because on top of that, we had nothing in common. We both love God, and that was it. She's a great person. Incredible woman. Attractive? Yeah, very. I asked her out. She was attractive. On the date, I realized we ain't got nothing in common much more than we go to church together. We hold hands in the car, and I thought this might be something. Bro, it was like 20 minutes into sitting down. We were just like, this ain't gonna work. We friends to this day. She married another friend. She married a mutual friend of ours, and she pleases clams. I don't know if that's the right word. Pleases clams. Happy as a clam? Happy as a clam. This is not my thing. I'm just, nah. Yeah. I know you're probably thinking crazy, but that's how I am.
I always think you're crazy.
Yeah, I am crazy. Hey, wait, before we get on, I want you to check this out. Yo, I used to spend hours editing reels. One episode of Epic Thoughts, which was running about an hour, would take me almost a day and a half to come up with reels, to find the reels, to cut them, to put word on them, to put subtitles on it, to put B-roll. It would take forever, and it was exhausting. Man, I already recorded an hour worth of podcasting too, and it would take forever. Then I came across Taja.ai. Yo, it's an AI software that basically takes your long form and turns it to your reels and all the other content you need for your social media pages. It's that simple. You upload it, you click the button, go get a cup of coffee. When you come back, it can have anywhere between 5 to 40 different reels and content ideas just off of your one long form video. It's great. And they're one of our sponsors for Epic Thoughts. Listen, I love Taja.ai. It's so easy to use. And it also gives you a score telling you which post would be more engaging on which page. It does all the thinking for you. It's great. So try it. There's a link in the description below. Try Taja.ai. You are not going to be disappointed. It takes your long form, makes them into short form. It creates reels. It even does your blog. It makes a blog out for you. Even post for your X pages and your LinkedIn page. It's so great. All right. Yo, give Taja.ai a chance. If you're making podcasts and you're trying to shave some time off from the ridiculous hours of editing, try Taja.ai. The link is in the description. Have a great day. Back to the podcast. What are you dancing to? Her mouth is full, ladies and gentlemen. So rude. So rude. What are you dancing to? She's having a heart attack. Talking to her. See, this is what I'm talking about. See how hard it is to find help these days? She in the other room, because the commercial playing, she thinks she can stuff her mouth with whatever. Pancho Tito's, whatever the name is. She went to some Mexican place, got all this food sitting up in there, so she's eating it, bro. And she act like she hungry. Bro, it's not that late.
For your information, they're called sopes.
Sopes from Pancho Chio's.
Not even.
Is that racist? That's pretty racist.
Listen, a girl needs to eat.
You ate
This morning at
breakfast.
10:30 in the morning.
10:30. It's 5:30 now. Okay, whatever.
5:30.
Whatever. I guess I'm acting up.
I don't judge you when you gotta eat.
Huh?
I don't tell you that you can't eat.
All right, whatever. Anyway, back to the show. Anyways, before I was so rudely interrupted myself, because I interrupted myself by talking to her. Okay, so my point was before we got on that tangent about relationships is like, rightfully so, we have some strong opinions of the body of Christ on like adulterers, people who grape people or who do essays and stuff like that. So there's some things that we push people out, and we're really, really, really strong about sin, especially a lot of churches. They're really, really strong about sin in general. And I started thinking the other day, and I said from the pulpit, I quoted Philippians 1:6 that says, "And for this I am certain, that he that started a great work in you is faithful to finish." And I started thinking about, like, for myself, how many people go to church and they're not a completed project? I think that's pretty much all of us. But how often do people go to church for long periods of time and they still aren't saved? Or I shouldn't say saved. They're still not changed. They're still battling some certain issues. Like, she got the mic. What?
I'm currently doing that.
You gotta tell the world that this is a podcast. It goes out to the world.
I know.
Like somebody's like, that's me. Not me.
I ain't afraid to admit it.
I'm just saying. But it's crazy. Like, you think about it, like if you're hanging around God, if you're listening to the scriptures, I know that you work hard to do right by God. At what point does God literally intervene and say, okay, I'm going to work with you to get this through? Or at what point do we say, I'm done with the results of life that I'm getting. I need to kind of change the direction that I'm going, right? And I started thinking about this as why isn't the church, if the church is so strong of holding Bible believing beliefs to the point where we don't kick people out, but if you are doing certain sins, the church is really good at pushing you out. Like if you're a rapist, you need to go to jail. If you're sexually assaulting people, you need to go to jail. That's period. But we weight some sin higher than others. I once knew this pastor who used to be so adamant about adulterers that he would kick them out of the church, even if they weren't ministers. If they were just regular church attenders, he would kick them out of church. And yeah, I know a lot of people are thinking, when I told my friend that, he goes, he must have had like nobody in church. I was like, bro, he was in ministry for like 2 to 5 years and could never break 16 people. Like never break 16 people because he was so adamant about it. And almost to the point where I'm like, it was clearly he came out of something like this. And I would say something to him one time, the last conversation we had, I told him, well, then, we were talking about it because it was every time we met. Every time we sit down and met, that's all he talked about. So finally I was like, yo, what about David? And he said, what about David? I was like, what about the psalmist David? He cheated on his wife. Not only did he cheat on his wife, he murdered the side chick's husband. Had the side chick's husband murdered because the side chick's husband wouldn't lay with his wife while the soldiers are out on war. So he's being honorable and loyal to the cause. He's being honorable and loyal to the king, and the king wants him to lay with his wife so that he could pawn the pregnancy off on his homeboy. And his homeboy is like, nah, I won't even lay with her because we're at war. If other soldiers can't be with their wives, I won't be with mine. So instead of just coming clean and be like, yo, bro, this is what I did. I'm sorry. He sends the loyal soldier back to war with a death certificate in hand to give to the colonel so that the colonel can execute this, basically a death sentence on this guy who was doing nothing but being loyal to the king because the king was smashing his wife and wanted him to pawn off the pregnancy to the home dude. Isn't that crazy? But this is David. And the scripture is very clear how much God loved David. And people say, well, that was after God said it. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. When he says something, he means it. And so I started thinking about how we judge sin and how like certain sin gets higher ick factor than others, right? And then I was going to and I still might share this with the church one day, and I think I might, maybe on my youth service or something like that. Thinking about sins that the church allows, right? Because we want to think that the church doesn't allow sin, but we let some things in the body that go. We let things go, or we overlook different attitudes. We overlook some different ideas that we probably should deal with more intensely. Like, I don't think the church deals with certain things intensely. Like, anger is like a big deal. People act like anger is not a big deal. But have you ever been around somebody who's angry? Someone who rages or crashes out? Like, that's not fun. Can you imagine being a kid and your dad just rages out all the time? And I know that there's people who go to church and their dad is like on the deacon board. He's an usher. He counts the offering. He might be the pastor, and he just rages at home. That's like two different people, right? My dad used to rage, bro. My dad used to rage out, and he used to be like so aggressive. And I always, to this day, rest his soul, I didn't ever get the chance to ask him. I always wanted to ask him, why are you mad, bro? Like, why are you mad? Why are you so mad? And now that I'm adult, I can understand frustrations and stressed out times. But even when I'm stressed, I'm not yelling at my kids. Like, my dad used to yell at us. Like, for the simplest thing. Yeah, so you stop playing that Nintendo. You better turn that Nintendo down. You got C- in English. How dare you get C? Like, he would yell at you about everything. Your room better be clean. And it always like preceded with a threat. If you don't clean that room, I'm going to get that butt. I'm going to get that butt. And, it was almost like it was normal because everyone else's dad was raging out in the 90s. And then I realized today how many more parents are raging out and how many people have deal with anger. Shouldn't that be something that the body of Christ talk about? Because doesn't that affect children? It affected me as a kid. Thank God, therapy. Listen, you need to go to therapy. This episode is brought to you by therapy. Go there. If you've been raging, go to therapy. Work that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you staring at me like that? Because I'm hitting the home, huh? Anyways, because let me tell you, Noxomi, she rages. She turns into a mini Hulk.
No, I do not.
Nox smash!
No, I do not.
Anyways.
I'm a child product of a household that is raging.
Right.
And that's why I'm the way that I am.
Yeah. I never wanted to be that parent that my kids, especially my twins, have this horrible experience with me. And then they see me doing youth ministry and they'd be like, that's a totally different person.
Literally, that's what I thought with my parents.
They would go to church and be totally different?
They'll be totally different. Or like they'll be at family functions and they'll be completely fine as soon as they get home. I don't know what happened to them.
Bro. Or on the way there.
Or on the way home.
They just talking to everybody and be like, girl, and you'd be sitting in the corner like, that fool dragged me across the interstate like 10 minutes before we got here.
Literally.
Threatened to pull the car over, kick me out, and beat me up on the side of the road. Like, that's how my family was, especially my dad. My dad raged you. He would rage.
I'd be sitting in the family function in the corner, looking at them and be like, I don't want to go home.
Yeah, we would go home either. Man, I'll tell you. And I want that. I never want that experience with my kids. So I always remember whenever I get stressed or whenever I get irritated, I always remember if I snap on this child, they're gonna remember and then take them to church. I'm gonna look like a hypocrite to them. Like, sure. And here's the deal. People act like, oh, you know what? I'm good. I don't cheat on my spouse. I don't get drunk. I don't smoke weed. I'm fine. No, but you're mean. You're mean. Right? Or you're proud. Pride is a big deal in the church. We barely talk about it, but people are so proudful. They're so prideful because you can't tell them nothing. Bro, I hate when you can't tell somebody nothing. Right? Hey, dog, you should probably, yeah, I know. It's different when they don't listen to you. right? So sometimes I feel people don't listen to me. So I'd be like, hey man, don't touch the stove. The stove is hot. And they're like, I know. Or no, I'm sorry, they don't say I know. They'd be like, bro, you get on my nerves. I'd rather have somebody like that. Like you do that to me. I'd be like, Knox, man, ABC. She'd be like, ugh, you always gotta come at me, bro, or whatever. That's fine with me. But when you're prideful, I know. Oh, trust me. I've been there before. No, you have. You ain't been there before. I'm saying, yo, man, hey, maybe you should do. No, I've been there before, bro. That's so proud. Like the church, we got prideful people, and we barely talk about prideful people. Like when, if I'm giving my life to the Lord, and I think people keep gauging I'm doing good with God because I'm not lusting, I'm not doing the heavy hitters. But the scripture talks about the small foxes, this is the little things that really mess you up, right? That's one. I think being prideful is a big thing. Another one is lying, right? People think that they're cool because they don't do all these other things, but they lie. Bro, lying is awful. You ever catch people on a lie? She eating.
All the time.
All the time. Bro, lying is bad. When you're caught lying, what you're really telling somebody is that, bro, you can't trust me for nothing.
No, but the funny part about it is it's funny when people try to lie to me and they are horrible at lying.
That's the other thing.
And they can't keep their story straight.
If you can't lie, if you can't keep the lie, if you can't remember the lie,
Literally.
like, bro, remember the lie. Like, I can't, bro.
That's how I be catching people in a lie.
Yeah.
I'd be asking them like different questions in different ways to see if the story changes.
Remember the lie. Listen, I'm gonna teach you how. No, I was gonna be like, I'm gonna teach you how to lie. This is how you should lie. But no, like,
let's not teach them.
I'm not gonna teach people how to lie. But if you're going to lie, you got to remember the lie.
At least get the story.
Get the story straight. Was you at the store? Was you at the house? My favorite show that I love watching now, I love watching Judge Judy. Because I love how she smells out the lies. And she always does the whole, if you say the truth and don't lie, you don't need a good memory. That's her thing. And I'm like, that's true. Because there's times where I can tell you a situation. And like, for example, this Thursday, I was with the guys and my homie Rice was like, tell them the story about how you almost got kidnapped in Mexico. Right? It sounds like a lot. I could tell you the story of how I got kidnapped in Mexico 100 times. This thing happened 25 years ago. No, not 25 years ago. Let's see. 20 years ago. 20 years ago. It's happened 20 years ago. I could tell you the story detail by detail because it's a true story. It's a crazy true story. And I won't miss a single detail. Nothing will go. I could tell you it today. And that was funny because he laughed. He was like, you tell it exactly the same. Yeah, because that's what happened. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember. You don't have to have a good memory. Like it's in my brain. But look, that's another thing. The church is full of liars. Sometimes prideful people and liars go hand in hand. They got lied to make you think that they know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, let me see. There's a scripture. It's Proverbs 6, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And let me read it to you. This is crazy. There are 6 things the Lord hates. 7 that are detestable to him. So it just stopped right there. There's 6 things that the Lord hates. These are 6 things, Noxomi, that the Lord hates. 7 that are detestable to him. Okay? Haughty eyes. That's the first thing. Somebody who's jealous. Like, God hates when you're jealous. A lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, and a heart that devises wickedness. Wickedness. Did you watch Paulie on HBTV? Wickedness. No, she didn't watch it. Do you remember the 1984 movie? You weren't born. 89 movies called Polly, starring Keisha Knight Pulliam. It's now available on HBTV. It's a good time, man. Wickedness. Anyways, you gotta catch it because it's not on demand because we don't have the license to put it on demand. We don't have the license to broadcast it. But Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time. right here on HBTV. Anyways, the things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him. Haughty eyes. That means somebody who's jealous, looking at somebody and wanting somebody else stuff. Lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, and a heart that devises wickedness. Dude, the first 4, jealousy, lying, being a murderer, and being somebody who plots things that devises wickedness. We didn't see cheater. We didn't see someone who drinks. Those things are elements that lead to other stuff, obviously. But bro, these are things, the simple things. Like God's talking about these simple things he hates. He hates liars. He hates people who lie. He hates it when we're jealous of stuff. And there's a word in the commandments, thou shalt not covet. Wanting something that you can't have, like that's haughty. But isn't it crazy that the psalmist writes, these are the things that God hates, and these are the things that we commonly see in church. These are practices that happen in the church, Naxomi, that we never push out. Not saying we should kick people out, but we kick people out for these things. But these other things, we just, you keep coming. You got pride, you keep coming, no. You're a liar, but we'll keep coming. Or here's the other side. We think we're fine because we deal with one of these other ones because it's not commonly talked about from the pulpit. But we should do something about it. You should live better. You should not be prideful. You should not lie. All right, here we go. There's more. There's more. Feet that are quick to rush to evil. A false witness who pours out lies. Gossip. Bro, gossipers. Gossip is awful. That's what that is. A false witness who pours out lies and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. I'm sorry. Haughty eyes is not jealousy. Haughty eyes is prideful. Cut that out. We'll fix in post. We'll edit it out. But he don't like jealousy either. So just put that out there. He don't like him in jealousy. They're quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict. Bro. I'm not saying that we should be okay with homosexuality and all these other hot button topics, but they're hot button topics to us. Here, the scripture, like, dude, we'll even get down and dirtier even more so. There are things that you do that destroy the body that are outside the realm of what we even discuss. Or maybe they're under the layer of the things that we should be discussing. These are elements that we should be talking about. And these things destroy our witness, man. Not only to destroy our witness, it really it eliminates the human experience when it comes to following Christ. These are areas in our life that we should be checking at all times. I got problems. I don't know about you, Naxomi. Naxomi thinks she's perfect. See what I did there?
When did I ever say that?
See what I did there?
I ain't never said I was perfect.
I'm just saying, bro. But
I'm the one person that admits my flaws.
Yeah. I admit my flaws more too. I admit my flaws.
I'm very proud of you for that.
I do. I'm prideful. No, I'm playing. I can get prideful. I can get prideful. But actually, we can get all these things, right? Uh-huh. I've been convicted just this week because I'll probably tell the story. I think this is what I'm going to teach about tomorrow at the youth. I'm going to really get into this one because I think people need to hear this. And if you're under the age of 18, you want to come to a youth group and you're in the Corona area,
come visit us.
Come visit us. Connection Church. We have service at 7:00. Opens at 6.
We got lots of fun.
It's fun, bro. Google it. Connection Church. Anyways, I got convicted the other day. Somebody told me something in private. And people trust you when you tell them something. And I told somebody what the person told me in private because at the time, the person that I told was like a very trustworthy person to me. And I was just telling them, trying to get off my chest because it weighed so heavy on me. And I wasn't telling them to gossip. I was telling them just to get it off my chest because I was like, this is heavy. I need to share this with somebody. And I realized it was probably one of the biggest mistakes I've made. Because now the person that I told their secret to, that's all that person could talk about. And I'm talking about years later. Years. Like 5-6 years, Knox. Ooh, what's such and such? What's going on with such and such? And I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, people, I don't like gossip. I hate it. So when people call me, what's going on with such and such? I don't know. Ask them. So then now it's got to the point where I'm like, and this was a pastor. I told a pastor. I didn't just tell a homie. I told a pastor that's a homie. And I was like, bro, I need to get this off my chest. And not only, and I've caught him make jokes about my other homie's plight. And I'm just like, it bothers me so much that I've literally had to confront him and say, yo, man, I didn't tell you this so you could talk crap about this guy. I told you this because I needed some help on how to understand how to reach this guy. And you turned it around and now you're gossiping about it. I just can't understand why people would do something. Like, dude, that as a pastor, people are going to do shady stuff all the time because that's how people live their life, right? People make mistakes. We got to learn to love on people even in their dangerous moments. And listen, the thing that the guy did is nothing compared to this. Not nothing compared, but it's not even mentioned in these scriptures, these 6 things that God hates. 6 things that God hates. I just find it very interesting how we as Christians, now we feel like we can gauge what's the worst sin to do, what's the least sin to do. And yet we'll point out homosexuality, we point out sexual sins, which should be pointed out, should be preached about. But if you're going to preach about one, you got to preach about it all. Right, Knox, who's dancing in the studio? You preach about one, you got to preach about it all. You can't just say, yeah, man, I don't like this type thing. I don't know. You think I'm crazy?
Listen, when you got a good playlist, you be jamming.
Did she just say you got a good playlist? I'm talking about 7 things that God hates. If she's talking about a playlist, turn her mic off. Turn her mic off.
My mic is off.
Turn it back off. See, I'm going to talk to y'all. And see, this isn't gossiping if you talk about them and they right there. So listen, let me tell you about Naxomi. Okay. When I tell you.
Not too much on me.
Huh?
Not too much on me.
I would talk about Naxomi because she's right here. And it's not gossip if they sitting here listening to you.
And look at you. Looking at you dead in your face.
Yeah, if she look at you dead in your face and you talk about, actually, one, it makes you brave because you talk about anybody anytime. And that's not gossip.
Go ahead. What about me?
So let me tell you about her, man. She thinks she's so dope, bro. She thinks she's so dope. I'm playing. I have nothing about that.
I am dope.
She all right, guys.
Homie, you be spending hours with me. I'm a dope person.
Okay.
I be entertaining you.
What's your tag? What's your handle so people can follow you?
My handle?
Yeah. See, got her. Got him. Give him the handle so they can see how dope you are. Got him. Yo, for those of you guys who are, we're about to get out here in a quick minute or two, but let me tell you something. For those of you guys who are like disciples of Roe, and those people, if you graduate from a master's commission program that I ran, or actually, matter of fact, I would let you know, if you went to a master's commission program or a discipleship program like a master's commission, but specifically master's commission, I need you to do me a favor. We're working on a project here at HP. We're actually in the pitch deck, and I'm not going to talk too much about it here. So I'll probably make one more plea to you. But if you're listening this far and you are a master's commission grad and you've had some experience with master's commission, good or bad, do me a favor and DM the show, Epic Thoughts. And in the tagline, or at least in the top sentence, write I'm MC, whatever graduate you are, MC USA, MC, North Pole, or whatever program you were named, IEMC or PMMC. Just put that in the heading. We're working on a project and we need some graduates. And I'm not going to say too much about it because, we're in a race of time. It's the first person that gets this project done is going to get the most attention. So we are a little bit against the gun right now. But listen, if you're listening to this podcast and I said something to you that is impactful, bro, go pray about it. Read your scriptures. Let God change you. Like, it makes no sense that you've been saved this long and you still dealing with the same junk. It just makes no sense. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. Are you walking in freedom? Sometimes you still feel the need to do the certain things that you do, bro. Walking in freedom. I asked this question, and I'll ask you, and then we'll step down. Do you think people could change? Do you believe not so many people could change?
I do.
Why do you think people could change?
I mean, me personally, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, regardless if you do something wrong, like, at the end of the day, a human knows right from wrong. And it's their choice whether or not if they want to actually make things right or not.
I guess so. I don't know yet. I still don't know. But I can tell you what, though. There's always something that we could change and be better in. It just baffles me. And I'm talking to me too, because there's some areas in my life that I haven't gotten better in. Been saved, haven't gotten better. God freed me, but I'm not free. And I think part of it is we're free from the big sin, but we don't talk about the silly sin, the stupid sin, the haughty eyes, the proud look, the lying tongue, the feet are quick to cause discord. How the gossiper who creates wicked plans, like all these vile things that God says, I really, really hate it when you lie. I really hate it when you're prideful. When you're prideful, you can't tell them nothing. You're some pride people, you can't tell them nothing. Bro, those shoes don't go with those pants. What you talking about? I look good. Your shoes are backwards. What you talking about? No, they're not. The shoes are backwards. I used to know grown people that still couldn't put their left and right foot on right. I don't know if they were prideful, but I know some people that was like, bro, your shoes on the wrong feet. Man, what you talking about? Your shoes. Like, it's different when it's the 4-year-old. Your shoes on the wrong feet. But when it's a grown person, you're 39, like, your shoes on the wrong feet. I mean, don't tell me nothing. There's people literally be like that. I literally watched one time when I was working at the car auction. I literally saw a fight between a supervisor and one of the employers because the supervisor said, I forgot more stuff than you remember. That's all he said. Talking about traffic lights. We were in a van. I don't know why people, there's weird things people take pride in. Like, if you ain't got nothing going on in your life, you're going to be, man, I've been at this job. That's all he was trying to say. I've been at this job. I forget more things about this job than you do. That's what maybe you should listen to us because you forgot it. And it turned to a fight where they pulled the van over and started fisticuffs right there on the side of the street. And I was like, yo, are we fighting? And I just watched because this is not my fight. Pride is weird, man. Pride is such a weird thing. Here's another question. Why do people get so prideful about falling asleep? You ever hang out with somebody and you catch them falling asleep and you be like, hey, man, you fall asleep? Nah, man, no, I ain't asleep. Why? What is that about? Why?
Why you gotta get so aggressive?
Have you noticed that? People get so upset. Nah, man, I ain't falling asleep. Why is that a big deal? Why is staying up a flex? I don't understand.
You ain't gonna win a prize if you stay up.
Right. If we get so busy, I ain't falling asleep. True. It's okay. You'd be tired.
True. If someone asked me that, I'd be like,
I was like, yeah, man, I'm falling asleep. Bro, I was falling asleep today in the office, just sitting at my desk like this. And my snoring woke me up. And if somebody walked in and said, you was falling asleep, there's a sign. There used to be a season where I'd be like, I don't want to fall asleep. I was just thinking about something with my eyes closed. No, it's okay to fall asleep. You're tired. I don't understand the pride behind, no, I ain't falling asleep. I'm always alert. Like, hustle culture is destroying us. It really is. Like, you can't even sleep nowadays. Like, it's a flex to stay up. Right? Teenagers, they always act like it's a flex. I stay up. I don't go to sleep till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, you're an idiot. You know how good it feels to fall asleep? You know how good sleep is?
I'll be having a good sleep.
I'll be sleeping good, bro. I'll tell you right now. I'm out. I'm out, bro. You can't even have a conversation with me once I lay down. People be like, try to be like, so tell me about your day. Bro, like, I'll put it on the TV because I think I'm gonna stay up for like 20 minutes or something like that. I will always put on something I've seen before because I know I ain't gonna make it through. And there'll be shows like Big Bang Theory or Friends because they play it all the time on TBS or Modern Family. It's always one of those 3 shows. Bro, I'm asleep before the theme song come on. Like, before the theme song. Like, friends could be like, hey, Joey. You ain't gonna take away my chance to sleep. Man. And I'd be waking up mad too. Like, oh, I just want to go back to sleep. I don't understand the flex behind staying up. It's weird.
Literally, I want to tell you, I can't wait for this day to be over so I can go to sleep.
Bro, I'm excited.
I literally have been saying since the moment I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, I want to go back to sleep.
There'd be days I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be like, man, it'd be like 1 o'clock. I'd be like, I guess it'd be foul if I went home and went to sleep right now. I want to sleep so bad. But anyways, with that being said, Heritage Park, PROD.com is the website. Listen, this is a pre-recorded episode, so while you're watching it, we might be asleep.
Yeah,
we might be out. We might be out. Anyways, but thanks for coming and joining us today on Epic Thoughts. I hope you enjoy it. Click the like button if you like it on YouTube. Click the share button. Let other people know that we here. If you haven't subscribed, bro, I just want to point out something real quick. A lot of you on YouTube are not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, please.
Like, if you vibe with us,
if you rocking, click the subscribe. You know how many people watch the show and don't subscribe? That's weird. What kind of flex is that? How you watch us and then not subscribe? And then
if you vibing with us, at least subscribe.
Yeah, or yeah, and then click the notification. Let us, and we can notify you. Real quick. I had one more thought, and I can't think of it now all of a sudden. Dang. Oh, last chance. You want to give people your where they can find you? Oh, she's gonna do it.
Okay. So y'all can find me on Instagram. It's Naxomi.Marie. NAXOMI.MARIE, all lowercase. That's where y'all can find me.
She's scared, bro. You can tell her voice was shaky.
I ain't scared of nothing.
She's scared of y'all.
If y'all want to follow me, go right ahead.
Naxomi, bro. Anyways, you know how to find me.
I'll even do y'all a favor. I'll take my account off private for y'all.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna block you.
You ain't blocking me though. She blocks me, which is crazy because I talk about her page. But listen, I don't talk to other people about her page. I talk to her about her page. That's fair.
Okay, listen. There's a difference between talking to me and criticizing my page.
It's the same.
Anyways,
HBTV, we love y'all. There was something else I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember what it was. I'll remember as soon as I log off. Anyways, that's what it is. Thank you, God. Listen, also, I wanted to remind you, if you're interested in StreamYard Taja, they've been great support for Epic Thoughts and Heritage Park this last couple of months in the summertime and this heat. It's been really awesome. I want to remind you, the links are in the description for both StreamYard and Taja.ai. We have free trials for both of them, so give them both a chance. StreamYard is great for video platforms for podcasting, and it's got great recording. This is done and shot in 1080. This is 1080 that you're seeing this on YouTube, but it's through StreamYard, and we are blasting it not only on YouTube but also on Facebook, and it's going to our HPTV platform as we speak at the same time. It's just an incredible tool. And I want to point out that I didn't point out in the commercial, you can use this for your webinars now. So if you're doing like training, or if you're teaching classes or courses, if you're doing courses, you can now do your courses on StreamYard. That's crazy. You can have like webinar with your board and everything. You got to try it for free. And Tasha.ai, bro, if you're not making reels, you ain't doing nothing out here, bro. And listen, Tasha will take your reels and it takes your long form, cuts it up in the short form. Use them both. We have special offers. You ain't got to type nothing in the coupon box. All you got to do is just click. Both those links will get you a free trial. All right. And it'll credit to Epic Thoughts. So listen, take advantage of those things. All right, man, we got to get out of here, bro, because I'm getting hungry. And now I realize how hungry I am. And so, and I want to go to sleep too. So I want to hurry up. I got work to do. So I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces. Next time we say bye.
Bye, y'all.
All right, peace out.